Well, it's a pleasure to be joined here in Bowie by one of the Orioles' newest minor leaguers, Pat Reilly. Pat, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course, happy to be here.
Now, obviously, the trade deadline is a whirlwind for everyone. Were you anticipating that something might happen, or was it just like, it's the deadline, you never know?
It was kind of, we had some speculation in the Greensboro clubhouse, but that's not something you know off the top of your head, and it's very privatized information as it's happening, so it did come as a little bit of a shock, but I can't say it was totally out of the picture.
Now, Enrique told me that he was the one to call you after that trade happened. Tell me about that phone call.
So it was about 6:05, and I was sitting on my couch because we had played a day game in Greensboro, and I got a call from Enrique and Carter Young, who were in Aberdeen, and they said, "Hey, congratulations." And at the same exact time, I got 2 or 3 texts from some of my close friends, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" So I called my agent. I started scrolling through Twitter, and sure enough, my name was all over the place. My agent was like, "Yeah, you've been traded." And then I got some calls from some of the Pirates officials and then some of the Orioles guys, and that was kind of how it was officialized to me.
Now, that's got to be a crazy experience, just kind of scrolling through Twitter. It's like, oh, yeah, that's my name.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. It definitely was. But, as soon as you kind of read it, and then you're like, well, all right, well, what are my next steps?
Yeah. Now, obviously, you're a Vandy guy. Enrique was as well. You guys were in the same draft class. Tell me about your relationship with him and how much nicer was it to know that you were going to an organization where you had a friend already there?
It was good. It was good because it was almost like getting drafted again. As you come into a new clubhouse, you don't know many of the guys, but it is nice having some familiar faces in the org and knowing that you're going to see them, whether it be to finish out the season or in spring training, just so you're not too alone, but you have some guys you can get close with, and you already are.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you haven't been in the organization very long, obviously, but what are some of your initial impressions of how this org likes to coach pitchers?
Everything's very analytical and data-driven, and it is fascinating for a guy like me who's interested in that stuff. There's so much research and so much evidence to back up what we're trying to do as an org to develop pitchers. And for me, it's just trying to soak up all the information I possibly can so I can make good decisions on what pitches I'm trying to throw and how to execute throughout a game.
Now, is that stuff that you're used to from Pittsburgh? Are they as analytically driven as the Orioles have been, or is this kind of a lot for you to take in here?
It's not that the Pirates weren't analytical. It's just the difference in analysis and how the Orioles use their own house-made, homemade tools. It's different from anything that I've seen before.
Now, for an Orioles fan who may not be familiar with your pitching style, tell me a little bit about your arsenal and what you like to do on the mound.
Yeah, so I throw 5 pitches right now. I rely heavily on my fastball. It's usually in that 93 to 95 range. I've thrown it hard before, but since we've been stretched out this year, it's settled nicely in between the 93 and 95. The primary secondary right now is a cutter. It's 86 to 88, and then I throw a splitter as well, which has been the main focus that we were trying to hone in a little bit since I've been here, and then a curveball and then a sweeper.
Now, in Pittsburgh, you're in high A, you get traded to Baltimore, you're in double A, so not only are you switching organizations, but you're also moving up a level. So how have you adjusted thus far to, hey, I'm trying to acclimate to a new clubhouse, and I'm also trying to figure out a new level here?
It's good. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's just baseball, and yes, obviously everybody here is more talented than what there is in high. That's the nature of the game. But for me, when you get on the mound, it is just baseball, and it is just focusing on executing your pitches, being comfortable, and doing the best you can every time.
Well, Pat, we're excited to have you here in the Orioles system and looking forward to seeing you the rest of the way.
Awesome. Thank you.